One house. Yeah, just one house. But this time, one house was enough to shake one country. South Korea is not talking about political scandals, nor about national dramas, let alone international affairs. What they talk about in a tone full of surprise, anger, amazement, to jealousy is only one thing: BTS's Jungkook house. However, it is not just the house that keeps the public glued. Neither its magnificent architecture nor its view overlooking the blue ocean of Sancheongdong. But what makes all the heads turn and mouths gape is one number: his house tax. How much? That's a question that instantly came to millions of netizens as soon as the annual tax documents leaked to the public, a leak that allegedly originated within the system itself. And when that number finally went viral on social media, the effect was no joke. Twitter's trending topic exploded. Community forums were suddenly full of speculation and abuse. Morning news shows suddenly shifted weather reports in favor of discussing this one thing. Jungkook's house tax, that amount is considered unreasonable, even for a BTS-class artist. Imagine this: an ordinary South Korean citizen with an average annual income of about 40 million won, about 500 million Indonesian rupiah, should read that one that belongs to an idol is subject to an annual tax of more than 8 billion won. 8 billion. Only for taxes, not the value of the house, not all assets, but it is solely the burden of property taxes that must be remitted to the government. And yes, that figure is equivalent to the income of about 200 ordinary citizens a year. No wonder the public reaction exploded. No wonder this country seems to have lost its mind just because of a building that stands firmly on luxurious land in the elite Itaewon area. Naturally, Jungkook himself did not make a statement. It remains silent in the special discipline of idols who know very well how to keep the limit. However, the silence actually opens the tap of greater speculation. Why is your home tax so high? Is it really that luxurious? Does it show that it hides more of its other property assets? Or is this a subtle form of revenge from the government against the wealth of celebrities who are considered too far beyond the reality of the common people? What is really going on behind these tax figures? Sources within South Korea's tax environment began to speak up. A former tax agency employee, who declined to be named, said Jungkook's house had long been a source of internal concern because of its status as a high-value asset that is rarely touched by the media. Many other artist properties are much larger, but this Jungkook house has a deadly combination. A super premium location, modern minimalist architecture with underground facilities, a private studio layered with industrial sounds, a military-grade security system, and the historical value of the building itself. He said, "Wait, historical value? This is where the puzzle begins to unfold." The house, according to leaked documents, turned out to be built on the foundations of an old Japanese colonial-era house, which was completely renovated with special permission from the city authorities. That is, the building is not just an ordinary house. It is a hidden monument that is within a registered cultural heritage area, and with that status, any improvements to it are subject to extraordinary surcharges. However, in an ironic policy, it is precisely those buildings that are considered of cultural value that can be subject to double taxation because they are located in the so-called ultra-urban golden zone. It was this combination of location, history, renovation, and owners that ultimately gave birth to those astounding numbers. But did the public take the explanation calmly? Of course not. Anger, ridicule, until conspiracy theories immediately burst out. In popular communities such as Pan, Nate, and Thiku, users raise issues of social injustice and inequality that have long haunted Korean society. What's the point of a lifetime of hard work if one artist's house can be taxed billions and they still casually go on vacation to Switzerland? Wrote one user. Another quipped, the tax could finance a housing subsidy for 500 poor families. But now it's just a budget one elite building. Even crazier, some users even associate it with bigger political issues. Some claim this is part of the media's game to cover up the official corruption scandal. Others have claimed that this is a form of covert campaigning ahead of the election by making Jungkook a glamorous golden goat who can be diverted from the main issues of the country. Not only that, but some fans are worried. Would with such a high tax burden, Jungkook be bored and decide to retire sooner? Will he decide to move abroad to avoid this unreasonable financial pressure? On the other hand, economic experts consider this the superstar taxation effect, a phenomenon in which top artists are subject to extreme taxation simply because of their status, not because of the real value of the assets. Kim Min-suk, an economics professor at Seoul National University, explained that there is a trend towards inequality in the taxation of celebrities. It's not just numbers. This is the message the state sends to the public. Look, we tax the rich. But the message could backfire. Because if it is too high, celebrities will actually withdraw from the system, dodge, or even move wealth abroad. More worrying, he continues, is the social effect. When the public sees their idols being taxed, which is even hard to imagine, they don't feel proud. They feel further and further away from the possibility of a comfortable life. There is jealousy. There is an increasingly gaping mental gap. However, is Jungkook's house really worth being taxed that much? According to an exclusive report from a luxury property agent in the Itaewon area, the house has a land area of more than 600 square meters, with 3 building levels, 1 above ground, 2 below ground. The basement is equipped with a private gym, mini cinema, meditation room, to a sound studio room that can only be accessed with a fingerprint. There is even a panic room with a direct communication system to Seoul Police Headquarters. The market price of the building is estimated at 12 billion won, and the value of the land is almost doubled. This is not a house. It's a bastion of art, spirituality, and protection, the agent said with a laugh. But, he added in a serious tone, if the owner is not Jungkook, maybe this house has been used as an international conference venue. So be careful when your taxes are crazy. But still, netizens cannot swallow this reality just like that. Some even started spreading the hashtags #TaxTheIdol and #Dismantle the Wealth of Celebrities, which became hot trends in the local media. That meanwhile, HYB, the agency that houses Jungkook, chose silence. There is no clarification. There is no denial. No defense. And in the world of entertainment, reticence can mean a lot. The public interpreted it as a form of recognition. Fans perceive it as a protection against privacy. However, the media dug deeper. Is this a sign that HYB is preparing for a thorough tax investigation? Is this just the tip of the iceberg of the wealth of idols that have been hidden behind friendly smiles and catchy songs? Or is this precisely part of a covert promotional campaign for Jungkook's big comeback after his military service? Isn't the tactic of raising controversy before the launch of a major project a classic strategy of the entertainment industry? And in the midst of it all, one surprising voice emerged from a senior celebrity who has been known to never hesitate to criticize the K-pop world. In a radio interview, he said, "If my house was taxed that high, I would have fled to Switzerland or become a hermit on Jeju Island."